explain to me what the problem is. I mean, well, let me put it this way. If you had been in the Democratic debates, no matter what they said, whether it was health care, whether it was, whatever it might have been, you would have said to the other candidates, you can't do any of this stuff. Not while our government has the incentive structure it has. Not while not when, as a congressman, you're going to spend 30 to 70% of your time raising money and kissing ass, right?
Yeah, that's right. So what's astonishing to watch when you see those politicians up on stage is that they pretend that they're talking about ideas that they can actually do something about. So they want to talk about health care, or they want to talk about dealing with inequality, or they want to talk about how we're going to have jobs back in the United States. And they talk about it as if they get elected, they can actually make something happen. But what I wanted to say, if I've been on that debate stage, is that there are a lot of great ideas about what we should do with health care or jobs or immigration, but every one of those issues, they know they can't make any progress so long as we fund campaigns by turning to the richest 100,000 Americans and asking them to fund campaigns. So they know that, and they should be fixing that, but they just don't want to address it.
So explain, and so break down what the average congressman is faced with. The average congressman, what is the reality of what they have to do day in and day out?
Yeah, but
I get elected, or if I want to get elected.
The day you're elected,
yeah,
from that moment on, you realize that what you're going to do is spend 30 to 70% of your time on the phone. Like when I started taking up this issue, my congressman had just died, and Joe Trippi, who ran Howard Dean's campaign, flew out and he said, I want you to run for Congress and I'll run your campaign. And he said, this is the one promise you got to make. Every day you're going to spend 2 to 4 hours on the phone calling people to raise money. And I said, no, Howard, I can send them emails. He said, no, you've got to call them. You got to call them for 2 to 4 hours every day. And I said, this makes this decision really easy because there's no way I could do that. And then I thought, who are those people who can do that? What kind of person are we filtering for in building our government? The kind of person who can suck up to rich people for half their day, every single day, 7 days a week.
It's amazing.
And what it does is it produced this pathetically incapable Congress. Can't do anything because they know if they do anything that's going to upset their funders, then they're not going to get funded. And this tax bill that was just passed, $1.6 trillion tax bill. There was a congressman from New York who on the floor of the House said, I spoke to my donors and they told me if I don't get this bill passed, I should never call them again. So it's as transparent as it could be. They were not going to support him again if he didn't give a huge tax cut to them. And that's the way government.
So when you are a congressman, you are given a list of very wealthy people that you call, and they're kind of all that matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's really extraordinary. They all race off of Capitol Hill because the law says they're not allowed to fundraise from Capitol Hill. So there are these telemarketing offices right off of Capitol Hill. And like any telemarketing office, these little cubbies, and they sit there and their assistant has the names and they have headphones.
Or they do it in their car.
Or in their car, right. But you got to be efficient about it, right? So they have these machines and they dial and they are told exactly what they need to say to this person, real estate, or you're in chemicals, or you're in coal mining, whatever, and you say what you need to say to get the money you need from that person. And it's not corrupt in the old sense. You're not like saying, if you give me $10,000, I'll give you a vote. It's more subtle than that. Like you begin to learn what you need to say. You begin to shape-shift in the form you need to take to make that person want to listen to you.
Yeah, I always liken it to probably something like when you're around a bunch of welders and you get a sense that they lean a certain way. You're not gonna really speak your political mind or your religious mind. It's just gonna create tension for no reason. So you're gonna. We're social animals.
And those people in particular,
yeah,
they are shapeshifters. That's their profession. And that means they can't lead.